Okay, I don't know Spanish. I just know that. And C for yes. But hey, it's Kathy. Welcome back. So excited that you're here. Kind of got a mishmash of a couple of things I'm going to do today. First of all, I've been craving a hamburger. And I don't know why. And I'm not talking about like a fast food hamburger. I want like a homemade hamburger with homemade buns. So that I've been planning on for several days to do this today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my yeast, well, let me just say it's not my yeast roll recipe. This is a yeast roll that I'm in a group text about something. Let me just go ahead and just silence that. That I saw before Thanksgiving, a friend of mine on Facebook posted. And she posted the recipe and what her rolls look like. And I was like, dang, God, those look good. And so I made those for Thanksgiving. And dadgum, they were good. Very light, very fluffy. A really good yeast roll. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone today. I'm going to make hamburger buns out of this recipe, but I'm also going to go ahead and make ahead rolls for Christmas. So I'm doubling the recipe on this. And I will tell you, I got it written down in my little notebook. I will tell you what a single recipe is, and I'll try to remember what I've doubled. I mean, it's very easy math on this. But I will post in the description box below what the single recipe is. The single recipe made probably, I didn't even count them, but it filled up a 9 by 13 pan. Okay, so let's bring you down and we'll go ahead and get this started. When I made them for Thanksgiving, I did the dough in my bread maker, which if you've watched any of my past videos on when I do bread, I love to make the dough up in my bread maker. But today, since this is a double batch, we're going to use the mixer. I'm going to bring it down. In here, I've got 3 cups of warmed milk. Single recipe, 1.5 cups. Single recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of yeast. And I think I only did 2. Alright, it's good that I'm talking about this out loud, because I am pretty sure the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons, so I need 4 tablespoons. 1, 2, well, 3, 4. Okay, 4 tablespoons. I'm using active dry yeast. That is the majority of the type of yeast that I use. And then it calls for 1/2 cup of sugar. I've got a whole cup of sugar. And I'm just going to put a good pinch in here to get this yeast activated. And then we're going to just give it a quick little stir. And then we're going to just set this to the side and let it marinate and proof, come up to, you know, looks all bubbly and pretty. So I'm just going to set that to the side and let that come up. Okay, let's get started. Yes. Okay, I've just got on cake batter attachments up here first. I'm going to get it all mixed up before I add my dough hook attachment. This is a Bosch mixture, in case you're wondering. Okay, so I've got 2 eggs. Recipe calls for 1 egg. We're doubling, so I got 2 eggs at room temperature. And I have got, where's my notebook? So I can tell y'all right. It calls for 6 tablespoons of melted butter. I have 12 tablespoons of melted butter. And we're going to turn this on. Give that a quick mix, and then we started out with 2/3 cup of sugar. The recipe calls for 1/3. I took a pinch of it, you know, and put it into my yeast to get it proofing. So I've got the rest of the sugar. pour that in. And then I'm just going to blend this and kind of get it creamed. Okay, just did that for a couple minutes. Don't want to like cream it like you're doing a cake. And then I'm going to add in our yeast and milk mixture, and it's all foamy. Looks activated. We're going to put this mixture to the test. Okay, I'm going to give it a mix. Alright, we're going to start adding our flour now, and it calls for 4 to 5 cups of flour, which means we're going to use 8 to 10. In here, I believe I got 7 cups. I'm going to add 2 in here before I turn it on. I'm going to start out on low. Okay, add some more. So I've got 2, this is 3. Four-ish. Five. At this point, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. Calls for 1, I'm putting 2. You can see I've done, I think that was 5, this is 6. Okay, it's getting pretty thick, so I'm going to go ahead and move over to our dough hooks. And this is a sticky, sticky mess. Okay. And I'm going to let it start kneading with the dough hooks. I'm going to let that knead for just a minute. I'm going to wash my hands up, and we're probably going to have to add more flour. Alright, it's still a little bit tacky, so I'm going to add, I had 8 1/2. I'm gonna do 9. You want to do this until it starts pulling away from the sides. And starting to form a dough ball. So it has started a little bit pulling away from the sides. I'm going to let it go for a few more minutes and see what we got before I add more flour. So I'm not sure if you can tell, the sides are getting clean. That's a good sign. I think we're pretty good on that. I'm indecisive, so I'm going to add maybe about a quarter cup. And then we're just going to let this go for 5-6 minutes. Okay, you see how it's like kind of going to one side. The sides are clean, the bottom's clean. Even that centerpiece, nothing is sticking to it. I think we're about there. It's not sticking to my hands, that's good. It's not a dry dough, it's not overly wet dough, because it would stick to my hands if it was. So that was about a 6-minute knead. And what I have here is a oiled bowl. It's my biggest mixing bowl that I have, and I just put a little bit of avocado oil in the bottom. And we're going to take this out. Oh yeah, that feels good. And I'm just going to plop it down in here, and then I'm going to turn it over. Doesn't have to look all nice and pretty, but then your hands get all greasy. I'm going to put a clean dish towel over this. It's got some stains. I just got it out of the dryer. And I'm going to put this in my oven with the light on to let it rise for about an hour. My house is cool, so that's why I'm putting this in my oven with the light on. And it's going to need to double in size. So stay tuned. While the bread is the dough is rising, we're going to do Christmas crackers. It's a staple. Very easy. I'm sure if you've made it, you've had it, you've seen videos on it. Super easy and super delicious and very versatile on what you want to do. So I've got a half a sheet pan here, and I put parchment down. And you're going to line this with crackers. So I'm not going to bore you with me lining this with crackers. So I'll get this done and be back. Okay, that took about 1 3/4 sleeve of crackers to line that. You just want to make sure they're all flat, not overlapping or anything. So we're going to set this aside. I've got my little mini chopper out, and I'm going to chop up some pecans. This is optional. You can pretty much, the toppings on this, just customize it. If you want nuts, if you want walnuts instead of pecans, you could do pistachios or no nuts. Oh, poo. Did I not get this in good? I got a boo-boo here. It's not going on good. I could have hand chopped them by now. back in there. I put them on the counter, but I did just wash down my counters so they're clean. Do you know what I was playing? Jingle bells, jingle bells. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that'll be enough, I think. Okay, move this out of the way. We're going to go over to the stove top now. Sorry about that. Alright, I put 2 sticks of butter in here to start melting, and it's getting away from me. So to 2 sticks of butter, you're going to add a cup of brown sugar. And this is going to make like a caramelly sauce that hardens. This is very healthy. It is. So you want to bring this to a full boil. Woo, that part right there is hot. So turn the eye up. I did take the bread out of the oven from having the light on because I'm preheating my oven to 400. It's going to make both ovens very, very well. One oven's going to be 400 degrees. The other oven's going to get very warm. So I took the bread out from rising just to complete this. And just keep a stir on it because it does have brown sugar and it will easily scorch on the bottom. Hey Google, set timer for 3 minutes.
Got it, 3 minutes. And that's starting now.
Just keep a stir on it for 3 minutes after it starts boiling. See, it's thickening up. It's turning to caramel. Who don't like caramel? I think it's going to take less than 3 minutes because I have used a bigger pot, so it's got more surface area. Y'all, it's about done. It's not going to go the full 3 minutes. See, I mean, you can, when you do like that, you see the bottom of the pan. Yep, we're going to go over here. We're going to pour this over the crackers. Oops. very clean. So we're going to spread this over the crackers. Try to get an even coat on them. Don't move. Look, don't get me burnt now. You can stop. Hey Google, stop. Well, it was almost 3 minutes. These two right here are feeling me fits. Now you have to work fast, and I'm not working fast enough. Get it covered. Oh, my finger touched it. It's hot. Oh, that finger touched it too. This is boiling hot caramel, y'all. Oh, come on now. I should have got my smaller spreader. Don't move. We're getting it. Okay. We're pretty much covered. Okay, we're going to stick this in the 400-degree oven. I think it's for 5 minutes. Doggone it, I'm going to have to check that. Okay, this good portion right here is covered good. So I'm going to stick this in the 400-degree oven. Minutes. They call it toffee, but it's caramel to me. I have no room in the sink. For 5 minutes until it's bubbly. It'll get, hey, you're just looking at my big old belly. It'll get looser while it's in there, and I may be able to spread some more out. 5 minutes. Okay. All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes. And if you have any like stuck on your spatula or something, you can eat it. It's soft and it's chewy and it's good. Good, 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 good. We're making some progress. Got my first candies going right now. And those will stay good, gosh, a while. At least a couple of weeks. You don't have to refrigerate them or nothing. They'll stay good for a long time. It'll get me through Christmas if we don't eat them all. No, we're not doing that. We're going on a humongous diet from the first of the year. I've gained 5 pounds since November. And I'm disgusted with myself. What kind of diet I'm going to go on? Well, I know I'm cutting out sugars. Not all sugars. I mean, come on now. I mean, I'm not going to be baking and have, doing all that kind of stuff. Now, I may find a cake recipe or, do a cake recipe that I love. But if I do it, it ain't staying here. It will be going places. It'll be going to work, to my in-laws, whatever. Because it's going to be a sugar coma come Christmas. And no, I don't have the willpower to say no. My thinking is, well, it's Christmas. I'll start a diet the new year. Chris has done really good on his diet. He is doing the intermittent fasting, where he basically eats 1 meal a day. If he, well, maybe not. Let's just say if he eats breakfast, he don't eat lunch, and he'll eat something very light. I mean, he may eat like a little bowl of cereal at night. Or he don't eat breakfast, he don't eat lunch, and then he eats supper. Or if he eats lunch, he don't eat breakfast and he don't eat. But it's like if he eats in the morning, he can pretty much make it all day, but he's going to eat something at night. And he's lost 30-something pounds. He's doing really good. He keeps telling me I need to do it with him, and I think I could easily do that because I haven't had any breakfast to take to work, so probably for 2 months now I haven't taken, or I've got some instant oatmeal that I'll fix. And I usually don't eat a big lunch whatsoever, but at night I do eat. Like tonight I'm having a juicy hamburger. Can't wait. Alright, these should almost be done. I'm just okay, y'all be careful getting this out of the oven because it is hot as sin. Whew. Let me shut the oven. Let me turn off the oven. Okay, so we're going to add 1.5 cups of chocolate chips while it is still popping hot. This is 1 cup. Another 1/2 cup. And these are going to start melting. Just give it a minute. I don't know if you could tell or not, but that toffee caramel kind of spread out. Got some of the berry ones pretty good. We're going to let this sit for a minute. Let this start melting, and then we're going to spread it out. It's the temperature of hell, so it should melt pretty good. I know that because I touched my finger to it. I can't cook without burning myself. I don't know what is wrong with me. It's not melted very... Oh, I started to touch that pan. Oh. And we're just going to spread it. Yes, it don't look very pretty right now, but just wait. Hold your horses. We are going to have it. Switch hands. Over this. Oh yeah, now it's spreading really good. Look at that. Wiper blade smooth. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of there. You get out of there too. Okay, we're going to call good enough. Not really, because there's a bunch of chocolate on the scraper. Okay, good enough. Alright, so while this chocolate is still ooey gooey, and it'll be ooey gooey for a while, I'm going to sprinkle the nuts. And it's called Christmas crack because it's like crack cocaine and it's addicting. I wouldn't know. I've never done drugs, and that's the God's honest truth, but that's what they say. May have crushed up too many. What? Can you have too many pecans? Not in my book. Okay. So, I'm going to get these little parchment round and just go through and kind of press it in there so the pecans don't fall off. They'll get in that chocolate and dry. Corner's giving me fits. Okay, now all that's left to do is for it to cool completely down, and then it'll be like hard, and you snap them apart. But I will show y'all after these cool down. Move these to a cool spot. Don't that look delicious? Okay, with my little making crack, my oven, both of them are extremely too hot to put my bread back in. So I just got them sitting on the stove, got it sitting on the stove underneath the light. There's a little bit of heat, you know, coming up from the oven onto the stovetop. So that's what I'm going to use. And can I gripe? I love pecans from Sam's, Costco too. They're very affordable. I mean, pecans are expensive, period, but they're very affordable in regards to pecans. Okay, so I bought this for my holiday bacon. Now, what I use, a good handful. This is how much it's out of it. Because I found my husband one night with that bag in his recliner, shoveling pecans. And I was like, where did you get that? And he said, from the pantry. I said, that's my Christmas pecans for my cooking. Oh, well, I didn't know. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, I'm going to clean up some. We're letting the bread continue on rising. I got a mess. I got a sink full of dishes that I got to wash. And we'll be back. I got a question for all you whippersnappers out there. I have got, and I'm kind of ashamed, but I'm not really. Okay, I have a friend that works at our kind of local food bank. When they do it, I can't remember how often they do it, but she works there giving out the food and stuff. And when they have an abundance of stuff left, sometimes she shares with me. I mean, not all the time. I don't want her to. I mean, there's other needy people out there. But they had an abundance of these products left about a month ago, and she brought them to me. And I hate taking anything from the food bank, but everybody had come through, and they just had all these left over. So, don't shoot me. And if I can't use them, I will share them with someone who needs them. Okay, so anyway, I got dried date pieces. I got dried tart cherries. And then a bag of walnut pieces. So I'm trying to figure out, this sounds Christmassy to me. Dates, cherries, walnuts, does that not sound Christmassy to you? So I've been trying to figure out what to make with them. I've looked up recipes doing cherries, dates, you know, walnuts. And there's some quick breads out there that you can do it with. Most of them call for maraschino cherries and not the dried cherry. So, just as a lucky hope, one of y'all might know, do y'all have any recipes? Any little recipe knowledge here that I could use? Date pieces, dried red tart cherries, and of course, I mean, walnuts I know what to do with, but it can go in the recipe too, or it could be pecans. I got a little bit of pecans left. So if any of you know what to do with these, and I'm just kind of wondering, you know, if you're in bad financial shape, you're having a hard time of it, and you have to go to a food bank, bless the food banks that are out there for that. I mean, this kind of, I mean, I guess it's a fruit that don't go bad, but it's kind of odd. I mean, I think most people that are needy and hungry, I guess they don't fuss about what they get, but I mean, wouldn't they rather have, you know, like some ground beef and some cheese or some bread or some canned goods or something? I mean, this isn't all that they gave them, I'm sure, but anyway, dried cherries and dried dates. I thought about doing a fruit cake and just using these instead of getting all the greens and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, give me your thoughts on that. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a big bowl of dough, y'all. Big bowl of dough. Alright. Let's do this. Okay. Big old fat bowl of dough. Alright. I'm going to try this. Okay, I'm a sucker. Some of my favorite YouTubers will put products, you know, where they put affiliate links down there. And I got some affiliate links too. I ain't bashing that whatsoever. But one of my YouTubers that I have followed for many years is the Needy Homesteader. I learned a lot about baking bread from her. Learned different techniques and stuff like that. And she posted the other day, she was making, I don't remember what she was making. She was making some kind of bread. But anyway, she had this little gadget that she used. So yes, I jumped on it and I had to get it because it looks so neat. But it is, you have your flour, and this has this little thing, and it opens up the cup, and you put flour in. I'm going to bring it down. We'll see how this does. And then you can just, you just shake. And it flours your board or your pastry mat. Look at that. Love. Love, love, love. It works just as well as she demonstrated it. So that is pretty cool. Makes like a little even thing. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up some more. To have on hand. I'm going to wet my hands. No, I'm not going to wet my hands. We're going to plop this out. That's a big bowl of dough, y'all. Okay. And then I'm going to throw this. I'm going to put some on the top. It's got a lot of butter in it, so it's, and that olive oil. So I'm going to just knead it just a smidge. Okay. I love it. Hang on. First off, we're going to make rolls to go in this pan. This is a 13 by 9 inch pan. I'm going to make dough balls to put in here, and then we'll put these directly in the freezer. These are going to be my make-ahead rolls for Christmas. And so that morning when I get up, I will take them out of the freezer and let them come to room temperature and then do their rise. So I'm going to divide this up. This is a great filling dough. I'm not doing any kind of even dividing, but I just don't want to have to work with this big hunk right now. I'm going to try to divide this up. And we're going to start making balls. And I'm just eyeballing. I could get my scale out. I could. But I'm just going to bring these into a ball. I'm tucking in the bottoms. And then I'll place them on this. This kind of makes it stronger by doing this. Makes it a stronger dough. And I'm just doing it by feel and look. Okay, so I'm just going to continue doing this. And I'm going to fill this pan up. Doing 3 across and hopefully 4 rows, maybe more, to get 12. That's much. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this. I'm not going to do anything different than what you see me doing. Okay, got 12. They're pretty even. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this with aluminum foil. I've only got a little over a week to go till Christmas, so I'm not really worried about just keeping these totally, doing like a double layer and with saran wrap. These will be fine. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stick these in the freezer before they start their second rise. Okay, now I got a half sheet pan with some parchment. I'm going to go ahead and make up probably, I'm going to have to fill this, some hamburger buns. I'm going to need more than that. I'm going to make 2 for us tonight for our hamburgers. And then I want to also freeze some for when I get the hankering for homemade hamburgers again. Now remember, these are going to puff up some more and get bigger once they rise. So, trying to make them into a circle. I'm going to do about 4 buns to put, no, let's see, no. Let's see what we got. They're already starting to puff up. Alright, then I'm going to do, those will go in the freezer. These are going to be the ones that we're going to eat tonight. And we are going to look for my dishcloth. I'm going to cover these, set these to the side to come to a second rise. And then the rest of these I'm going to make more rolls. Just I'm flash freezing on this sheet pan. And then once they're frozen, several hours, maybe tomorrow, I'll just bag them up and put them in Ziploc bags because they'll be frozen, preformed. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll finish that and then we'll be back. Okay, whoop, sliding. These are going in my freezer to flash freeze. And then we're going to let those buns rise again 20-30 minutes depending on the temperature of the house, and then we'll be back. Okay, and let me tell you, if you're making these fresh and you're going to bake them, you're going to let them rise, the rolls rise, and you're going to bake them at 375 degrees But before you put them in the oven, brush them. Do like 2 tablespoons of, what is it? 2 tablespoons of melted butter and about 2 tablespoons of honey. And you mix that all together and you brush those over the top and then bake them. Oh, honey. That's some good stuff right there. So anyway, you'd bake them at 375, 15, 20 minutes, if that. Your internal temperature should be 190 or above. You don't want to get over maybe 205, between 190 and 205. I just have one of those instant read thermometers that I stick in when they look like they're about done. That's what I do. So let's check out this Christmas crack and see how it's looking. It's cooled off a lot. I've got some residual heat on the bottom I can feel. And the chocolate is just not set up really good yet. There's some soft spots on there. So I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator and have to come along so we can do a taste test while I still got your attention. I picked up an Azure Standard haul several days ago. I hadn't put everything up. I put the stuff in the freezer, but I'm probably, when I get this all cleaned up, I'm going to lay it out. So my next video will be my Azure Standard haul. And I'm going to lay it out. I just got a mess going right now, and my counters. Still got to put up my little bitty bag of corns that my husband ate, and put my flour up. Anyway, I got to clean this off, and my mixer and all that, and then I'll lay it out. Right now it's just piled up over in the corner, the dry goods. But, so my next video will be an Azure Standard haul. Okay, they've risen. This one's a big old sucker. But I just topped them with some leftover butter that I just warmed up, and I sprinkled a few sesame seeds on there just to make it all pretty. And my oven is preheated to 375, so these are going in. I'll let you know how long they take. You just break it up in pieces. That right there is the holy grail of Christmas candy. Heavens to Betsy. If you ain't ever made it before, get up. Make sure you have the ingredients. If you don't have the ingredients, go to the store. Do a Walmart pickup order. And make this. Your taste buds, your stomach, your spouse, your significant other, your children, your parents, your distant cousin. Well, thank you. Oh, that's so good. Okay, buns are still in the oven. Whew, some big buns. And I just diced up some onion and butter, and I'm just going to saute up some onions to go on the burger. I'm wanting a gourmet burger. I didn't take you along for this ride, but last night I went over to my mother-in-law's. They just live across the street. She was making her famous coconut cake that she makes during the holidays that we are wild about. She has made it years and years and years and years and years. Way before I came along. Probably before her own son came along. I don't know. But I wanted to watch her make it because I want to learn how to make it. And girl, let me tell you, y'all are going to be blown away by this recipe. But anyway, so I picked some collards and a little bit of turnip greens while I was over there. I cooked them up today. And I'm going to freeze them. You can freeze cooked collards, turnip greens, any kind of greens. You can cook them, you can freeze them, and then I'm taking these on Christmas, or we're having these for Christmas, and I'll just get them out, put them in the refrigerator the night before, let them thaw out. I'll put them in a pot and warm them up, and they're just as delicious as they were the day you made them. So that's a tip if you didn't know that. Greens, you can cook ahead of time, put it in a freezer gallon bag, stick it in the freezer, and it's already done. Okay, there's my onions cooking. But the buns have been in the oven for about 12 minutes. I've got my instant read thermometer, and I'm just going to stick it here in the middle and get a reading. Oh, not ready. They're at 134 degrees. So back in. Although they're getting brown and pretty, they're just not quite there yet. And I'm just breaking these up and putting them in this little Christmas tin. They probably aren't all going to fit in here. But I have more Christmas tins. I just happen to have this one sitting out because I got some Christmas candy from somebody and we ate it, and I washed it and it was in my drain, so it was out and it was clean. But anyway, this is what you do. You just break it up, put it in a container. You can keep it in the refrigerator if you want to. It will stay more hard and crunchy that way. So here is where I am leaving you guys. I'm not doing anything fancy with the hamburgers. I've got hamburger meat laid out, and I'm just going to pan fry them. Nothing. I'll season them with some salt and pepper, maybe some garlic seasoning, and I'm just going to pan fry them. They're not being grilled. I don't have any special seasoning to show y'all that I love. I mean, I could. I mean, I do make fancier hamburgers or taste profiles better, but I'm tired, and I'm just gonna pan fry them. We're gonna have hamburgers for supper. I've got the onions caramelizing. I have got the Christmas crack done, and we got buns and rolls in the freezer, ready to go for Christmas and beyond. So thank y'all for being here. I love you guys so much. Seriously, this roll recipe and the Christmas crack is really a must try. Must try. I will put the recipe down for both of them down in my description box, and I will see you guys later. Bye.